Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor Edwards, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can build tons of creativity within your fills by using one simple sticking and applying it in a bunch of different ways. We are just going to be taking this simple sticking of right, left, kick, kick and seeing how many different ways we can move it around just by utilizing 16th notes. And what you're going to find is that sometimes by simplifying things, you're able to be much more creative and create new ways of moving this pattern around the kit that you might not have tried before. Just with this one sticking, there's essentially endless possibilities of how you can move this around. Now, if you're anything like me, I've spent a lot of time developing my hands through band and drumline and drum corps, but especially when I'm moving stuff to the drum set, I always find that my feet take a lot longer to learn a concept and really be able to execute this stuff cleanly. So this pattern involving 2 bass drum hits in your foot is a really great way of practicing utilizing your foot within your fills and trying to get everything to sound nice and clean. So before we start moving this around in different ways, let's just get comfortable with the basic pattern here. I'm just going to play this on the snare drum. We're going to start by playing this as 16th notes, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And what I'm going to do is end the fill with 4 singles in my hands. So on the 4 E and a, those are going to be 4 hand hits. And the reason being is because if we didn't do that, we would end up having 3 bass drum notes in a row getting to the crash cymbal. That would sound like this. Now at the slower tempos, that would work out just fine because our foot's able to play those 3 notes at that speed. However, once we start getting faster, the bass drum is just not going to be able to cleanly execute those 3 notes in a row. So the way that we're going to alter this sticking to fit within one measure of 16th notes is going to look like this. So if you're thinking of this pattern as right, left, kick, kick being one cycle, I end up playing 3 full cycles of right, left, kick, kick, and then ending with right, left, right, left. So let's start off nice and slow, 80 beats per minute, just keeping this pattern on the snare drum. Now let's see if we can transition from one measure of a groove and use this as our fill. Now let's stay at the same tempo, but I'm going to start moving my limbs around to different drums when the fill rolls around. And let's just get creative and see what sort of fills we can come up with. Now as you're doing this, you're probably going to run into a lot of patterns where you're like, oh, I do not like how that sounds. But through doing this experimentation, you'll find a couple of different patterns that you really like how they sound, and you can start to practice those and keep those as some of your go-to fills. All right, let's take the same concept and go a little faster. 100 beats per minute now. Now, as we get faster, we still want to make sure we're thinking about staying relaxed, getting an even sound between our hands and our feet, and making sure that the rhythm is steady 16th notes the whole time. All right, still staying at 16th notes, let's bump this up to 120. Now, at a certain speed, you might realize that your right foot is struggling to keep up. In order to execute these doubles, I'm using a technique called the slide technique. So you can see on the side camera over there, my first note of each double, my foot moves slightly back on the footboard to be able to use the footboard in order to get these doubles. Now there's a lot of different bass drum techniques out there. This is just the one that feels most comfortable for me. So use whatever works for you to be able to stay relaxed and get a good sound. All right, let's keep going a little faster. 140 now. Let's push it a little bit more. Here's 160. All right, some of those were a little bit sloppy in there, but it's still fun to push yourself. I hope you found this video helpful and inspiring to create some new fills utilizing this simple sticking. If you did find this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you everyone so much for watching. Happy practicing.